Welcome to this week's podcast that you can listen to on SouthOfTheStraits.com.
Yeah, baby.
Hey,
what's going on?
What's up, guys?
How are you doing tonight? Yeah, Dan
Welcome to the
Strait.
show.
Dan Strait hanging out with you right there.
Sideshow Nate over there.
And Sideshow Nate right here. That's right. Yeah. We got another episode of the South of the Straits podcast coming at you.
You know who else we got here tonight?
Yeah.
Waiting.
Who else do we got? We got something that we've been waiting for forever, man. I mean, this guy is a extreme snowmobiler.
Extreme snowmobiler.
He does some of the most insane stuff.
I'm telling you.
There he goes.
Luke Maue.
Yeah, Luke Maue, everybody. Luke Maue, everybody. Say hello, Luke.
What up?
What's going on? Luke Maue from our own childhood. We've known this guy for years, man. It's so crazy what you do know. It's crazy. It's
extreme snow. It's like X Games style.
Right, yeah. Doing backflips in the air.
Yeah,
and,
just
doing
like everything.
Yeah, letting go of a snowmobile that's still like 400 feet in the air. And that's crazy. Why do you do that?
You know, I don't really know.
It's a rush. It's a rush.
I don't know why I do it. I do it because I love it.
You love it. You love doing it.
Love
it.
Yeah.
My gosh, dude.
Yeah.
You just got done with a big show in Montreal, Canada. You went to Canada.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Gotta get out of here, buddy.
We got some listeners in
my
Canada.
mic is up.
Montreal is the French Canadian. So you get about 200 miles from Montreal, and all the signs go to French. So the only reason I knew I was going the right way is because others were going the right way. Like,
how many kilometers a mile were you going? Like,
I don't think that this internationally can transfer over to a ticket, but I held 170 kilometers an hour for 4 hours. So until I saw the first sign that I could read, and it said that the ticket was like $890 Canadian. So I slowed her down.
Right. Yeah, at that point you gotta
falling on a budget.
Take deportation into consideration.
Right.
You know?
That's like $96.
Right, I'm just a guest. I don't want to get kicked out. So.
Well, I'm just a guy who's taking over the downtown Montreal. Is what you guys did.
Yeah.
You took over.
the
entire road. You were doing. Did you do backflips down there?
You know what? I didn't. I was. They contracted the riders to do the backflips in August, and in August, like, financially, sled wise, everything, like I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. You know, I've got 2 kids, wife, responsibilities. Like,
my God, wait a minute!
It better be
the guy that's doing the jumps in the air and kicking his feet out from behind him. I got to worry about myself a little bit.
You know what?
Well, this isn't something I took lightly and just went out and hucked. This was. It took a lot of work. I've been doing this for a decade this month, and it's practice, and it's not just practicing the tricks, it's practicing the crashes, it's practicing the speed, and it all comes into the factor. It's just like a pilot doesn't just go, I bought an airplane, show me the tarmac.
Right.
This is all.
This is real.
Yeah, as crazy as it is, it's all an educated guess. So
exactly, man. You better be practicing up if you're going to do something crazy like this.
Well, and then are you mathematically gifted? I mean, there's got to be a lot of math that goes into when you're jumping, and then
right, because everything.
He just gave me the look like, you know what? I never even thought about math.
But now listen, scientifically, if you are a certain weight and you're going at terminal velocity and you hit something at a certain angle,
right?
This is going to happen.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Something that's going.
It's kinetic energy. You know, you get an object up to speed, and nothing's going to stop it until something stops it. So
it's funny that humans have this built-in kind of thing where they can do that just automatically. You know what I'm saying? They can figure it out that this needs to be this much weight, center of balance.
It's the feeling. It's that feeling. Yup, exactly. Exactly.
And you just, I don't know. I mean, you're in the middle of the air. I mean, you're sitting there, you're tempting gravity. You're like telling gravity, no, I'm not going to do what you're telling me to.
Everything in your body is telling you don't do it. Then, but then once you do that thing that first time, after that, it's like, what, dude? I can do that.
Right.
and then you really go for it. Then you push the envelope farther and farther every time. Like, I didn't realize I could do a front flip on a snowboard so easily and land it. It's just like that fast. As soon as I did that, I did it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, like, wow, that really worked, and I'm still here. Like,
there was no problem.
Look, I got a question for you real quick. Now, from like an adrenaline junkie to another adrenaline junkie, I do extreme downhill mountain biking.
Oh, yeah.
This is a relatively good question to ask, and I know only a certain amount of people will feel this feeling, but how did you feel when you first found out that you were weightless in the air for a long period of time, in control? That feeling of being weightless.
Great question from our intern.
I mean, the goosebumps that I first felt, I just felt right there when you asked me. Yep. Like that feeling of, you know, you're in a situation that the human body was never designed or programmed to do. You know, God didn't say on the fifth day, let there be ramps and let the human huck it. You know, so the minute that I actually felt that float, it was amazing and it was addicting, and I've been chasing that for I mean, my whole life. You know, the ramps were just residual of a path that I already set myself on when I was 12 years old, you know, and jumping old snowmobiles in Bobby Burt's front yard and blowing the hood and the gas tanks off of them and the skis off of them. And so...
That's crazy, man. We got Dan Strait here messing with cords in the background. But I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to you. I want to know. You know, I wanted to know this about you because, you know, like we did go to school with Luke, and we grew up with him. I never knew that you would have ever turned out this way. I'm sure that none of us would have ever thought that back then. You know, but you know, I mean, were you riding snowmobiles way back then and all that too? And,
I was. I got my first snowmobile. I got when I was. I think I was 12 or 13. My dad bought me a 1969 Skidoo Olympic 399, and it was, I mean, most people can relate with remembering an old snowmobile with that bubble nose, and I had that snowmobile. Right. And that's, my dad bought me that and a pair of Red Ball boots from one of the outdoor stores. Okay. And my uncle Bob, actually, he was... I forget the name of the tour that he was on, but back in the 70s, he was doing the stunt shows back in the 70s, and like,
so it's something that's just been in you guys forever.
It really has, you know. My uncles taught me how to ride on machines and stuff, and taught me how to control them. And once I got that first one, it was just, you know,
go from there.
It just felt right, you know. Like, I guess I enjoyed smelling like two-stroke oil and gas. Man, it was my thing, you know. And I could have went down a lot of roads, and I'm glad that I went down this one. You know? Right.
Well, look, it's so cool to have you in here. You know, it's nice to be able to talk to you, because last time that you were going to be on the show, you got wadded up. Was the term that you had used.
Yes.
And we didn't get to talk to you, but I'm looking forward to talking to you a little bit more. And I want to get everybody up to speed as to what tonight's show is all about. Of course, Luke Maue, for one. We obviously have a extreme snowmobiler who is in studio with us. He laughs at it, but it's like, to me, it's like, whoa, you know, I can't do that stuff. And I know 90% of the other people in the world are not doing this either.
We had talked before about when Luke got here, we were going to talk about me doing a kayak gig behind him. We're going to go flying like eagles or something, and I've like already got it planned out. There'll be a wig. I'm going to wear a long, flowing blonde wig and some like aviator sunglasses. I feel like I sound like I'm in a tunnel.
Yeah,
you do, but it's like a sweet tunnel.
Yeah.
The owner of New Leonard Media, the man who lets us use this wonderful facility right here, just stepped in. Mark.
Hello.
What's going on, buddy? Hey, it's very nice to see you. Thank you for bringing Luke Maue in. Luke.
Oh man, you know, it's nothing but respect. I love him. I love his talent, and
dude,
I was
awesome.
So excited to have him in and hype the show that we got coming up. And that I know I'm going to be there, and I hope you guys are going to be there.
Yes. Well, now this is what I wanted to talk to you about, Luke. What do we have coming up here for you? February 18th, is it?
Yeah, I believe that's next weekend, right?
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope that's the proper date, but it's next weekend regardless. It'll be at Settings Restaurant in Lakes of the North, and that would be... It's kind of the middle of nowhere, but it's a lot of people recognize the name. It's in between Mansalona and Gaylord. There's a large higher end community. They've got a restaurant in there, and they're throwing down a freestyle show and just kind of a winter fest. And
that's awesome, man.
We'll be doing 2 shows on Saturday and 1 show on Sunday. The shows on Saturday will be at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and then a 4 o'clock show on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's off Elba Highway, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It's awesome, dude.
If you get to Mansalona, there's the battle tank sitting there at the VFW hall. You take a right, and you drive, and then you think you went too far, and then you just drive a little bit further, and you'll see the Lakes of the North sign on the left. You pull in, you follow that in, probably not even 3/4 to a mile, and Settings Restaurant will be on your right. You can't miss it. There'll be a pile of snow.
You'll see a snowmobile flying through the air. In a kayak.
Yeah.
Right behind it. Dan Strait going.
And I'm hurting too because I really wanted to be in the show here for the whole hour. But
you were a busy man. You are.
Yeah. But having Luke come in here, he's before his the hardcore snowmobiling days, he's got a background. And we're close, so I'm not too proud to ask him to bring his HVAC skills to my household. To find out what's going on, to get some heat in the studio. And in the meantime, he checks out my mechanical room and he finds a carbon monoxide leak and sends me to Home Depot.
Oh my God, dude, that could have been death.
Holy
I had the boy run.
How about some radon? Any of that coming in either? Dang.
Hey, Mark, I think
did
that just knock off that 5% thing that we got to do?
Because
if it wasn't for the show, you wouldn't have had Luke here.
I see. It's a win-win.
Is that how it works? Yeah. Mark, you had told me that you wanted to talk about the first time that we had ever met.
Yeah. You went straight to science class in 7th grade, but I think it was before then. I think what I remember is the YMCA used to have the teen dances.
Yes.
We were like in 6th grade.
Yes.
And I remember being in there, and it was the DJ, he's all like, we're going to give away the free CD.
Oh my God, I know what CD
free CD to the first person who knows what this clip is, and he plays like 2 seconds of this song, and none of us are going to know what this is. And then this goofy kid, dude, he's got remember at a time when having a mullet and steps in the side was cool, but he had just 1 step. You know what I mean? Just a huge shave on each side.
Yes.
And he comes and his hands up. Nobody else has their hands up, but he's like, pick me. And
he's like 7 foot tall.
And he tells him the name, and he's like, he's got it right. It was the Spin Doctors.
Spin Doctors. Right, baby. One of us can't be wrong. I remember that.
And like,
horrible. It's a horrible memory.
For the last 25 years, I've been wondering, why did you know that?
Oh my God! All right. I'll tell you. Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, yes, that did occur, and the reason that I knew of the Spin Doctors was my mother's boyfriend. He listened to the Spin Doctors like crazy.
It sounds like an exciting guy.
Yeah. He's gone. Thank God. He's We'll get into my childhood some other time. About at home, outside of home, at school is where I met Luke. Okay, now at school, Luke, we were talking about this before the show. Do you remember the moment when we had a pajama day?
Yes, I do. Yes,
do you remember Pajama Day?
Yep.
We had Pajama Day, and everybody wears their pajamas to school, and they get to have their pajama time. Luke and I both showed up with the exact same pajamas,
the same goofiest pajamas that I think that Myers sold on the discount rack.
They weren't some silky like Bernie Mac.
No, I don't even think they were cotton. Like I don't even remember. They were like bed sheets,
polyester or something.
I was just like, man, I ain't wearing no pajamas.
It was absolutely hilarious. It said boobs
in my boxers.
And I remember
wait, what?
It said the shirt said boops oops, and it had a couple of it had like a car on it that was like driving over like some whoops, you know, like some whoops. And
he was getting it. Like, that's why they were the sweet pajamas. Like, I figured, you know, better come correct.
Boops, oops, and poops.
Oh my God!
I think that was some of the fun that was being made of us. Was that?
Yeah, and everybody was making fun of us from there on because it was like, oh, look at these guys. All right, now we got the memories out of the way. Thank God. Luke Maue was in the studio with us. The insane. Oh my God!
Hey! Did he get any plugs on any YouTube, any websites?
Oh yeah, where do we go to see?
How do we see you?
You can just Google my name, Luke Maue. With Maue,
you know what? I did Google your name, and it came up a 12-year-old boy that died in 1914 at a zoo.
He did, and that's some crazy stuff. And like, respect. You know, I feel bad and everything, but like,
scroll down.
At least, just scroll down and just look for snowmobiles flying through the air.
Okay, gotcha.
You can check me out on Facebook, Instagram. You know, under the same name, and. Come check us out at Winterfest. Like I said, it's a free event. Shorts Brewing will be there. There's s'mores for the kids. There'll be other activities, groomer demonstrations if you're into snowmobiling. Guaranteed one backflip every show, so that's always a sight to see. To see one crack one off, you know. And there'll be 3 guys there: me, myself, Fred Rasmussen, known as Fuzzy, and then Mike Poirier from Saskatchewan. He'll be driving 16 hours to come.
Oh my God, man! So this is a huge show, and it's all for free.
Yeah, it's all
awesome.
It's all for free, you know, and there'll be the beer tent and everything, and it should be a really good time. And it's
very cool.
You know, something that doesn't come to Northern Michigan ever.
No. Yeah. This is a rare moment. Well,
it's supposed to be beautiful too. So 40 degrees and sunny. So you couldn't ask for better conditions.
Yeah, this is coming from the guy that was doing flips in his yard in the middle of the summer on a ramp that you had with a snowmobile. That's just it's crazy, man.
Yeah, summertime snowmobiling.
Oh my God.
365.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Luke. Thank you, B-Mac, for taking pictures and hanging out. I wish that our microphone would have worked. We were having our cable issues over here. Dan Strait, my man over here.
Buddy.
And I want to remind everybody too, if you're having any issues with addictions or whatnot, send us an email, southofthestraits@gmail.com. We will help point you in the right direction and help you get off whatever the crap is that you're doing.
Get off it, man.
Hey, 2 years sober over here, buddy.
Yeah.
Really?
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ontario, for being here.
What's that?
Nice.
Yeah. Vistas over here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night and yada. Make sure you download the podcast. Podcast is completely downloadable. It's all free. And iTunes, like I said, if you want to get a free ticket to be able to go see the March 4th show with 5 After 5, Augrey, Handsome Pete, and Becoming Human, just leave us a review, a simple review on iTunes. And if it's the one that we choose, boom, you got a ticket, man. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Smoke cigarettes.
See you. Bye.
Listen to the South of the Straits podcast live Sunday nights at 7 on southofthestraits.com.